We're on A1.6 and we're doing solving multi-step equations practice. So we're just doing this to get started. Just to bring our brains back into this, I'll start with number 2 since that one is up here and showing. And you don't have to do this, and it seems like it's been a while, but we're going to draw that line, and that's going to help me out. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is clean up my side. So the -6 is good, equals, and what's on the right-hand side? When I go to add like terms, what's -7x plus 7x? Well, if I have a -7 and a +7, it cancels, right? So I have no x's left. I actually just have -6 over there and -6 over there. What's that mean when my variable cancels out? It meant something different. Like if the variable cancels out, my answer is not -6. Thought you were going to give me the answer. So now that this canceled out, we have a true statement. Won't -6 always equal -6? And you said? All real numbers. So this would be, you could say infinite solutions. I would take that. Anything works. You could say all real numbers. Like any number you want to put in there would work. So I would take any of those answers. Some people saying infinite solutions, they'll use the infinity sign. So if my variable cancels out and I get a true statement, then I can put anything in here. So if I put 5 in here, well, that'd be -35 plus 35. It's going to cancel, leave -6. So that one was a special case. All right, let's jump down to number 5. So jump down to number 5. I have a lot of stuff on the left-hand side, just equals 54. So before I do any moving and crossing the line, I want to clean it up. So I'm going to do distribution, right? So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 8 is positive 16x. Now, what am I distributing to the next set? What am I distributing here? You said the what? The -4. That's what I want to catch. Don't lose the negative sign. So -4 times 8, -32. And -4 times 7x would be -28x. Now, if you remember in previous lessons, I kept writing the x wherever I wanted to, and then I had to go back and fix it. So this is a little out of order, but pay attention to it. Still equals 54. All right, if I do not cross the line, I don't change the sign. So I'm going to add like terms. I have a 16x and a -28x. So find the difference. Should be positive 16 and -28. Would it be a positive or negative? Negative. Should be negative. And what would it be? 12. So -12, keep the x. Okay. Then I have my constants, a 2 and a -32. So if I put those together, what do I get? -30 equals? 54. Okay. Now, I've cleaned up everything I can. I've got it down to an x and a constant. So now I want to solve, right? Cross the line, change the sign. I'm trying to get x by itself. So what do I need to get rid of? So I'm going to add 30. Now, I think I heard someone say get rid of the 12. I do need to get rid of it, but I'm going to pick off the addition or subtraction first, right? So that's gone, and I'm left with -12 times x equals what? 84. 84. Okay. Now, it's -12 times x. So how do we get rid of multiplication? Divide both sides by -12. Okay. Now, that's going to cancel and leave me a positive x. And I need to do my division. Am I going to get a positive or negative outcome? Negative. And it would be? 7. Do we agree with that? Okay. So circle or box your answer. Okay, let's flip it over and do 1 or 2 things off the back here. 11. All right. All right, we can do 11. Now, guys, when you see these ones on the top, there's nothing to distribute here, but I would draw your line, leave this alone, clean this up, then you're going to move things from one side to the other. So before I hit number 11, do you want to see 7 or 8, 9, or 10, or just jump to 11? Okay, let's jump to 11. Now, in number 11, there is a lot going on. Agreed? So on the left-hand side, I'm going to distribute my 3 first, which gives me 3b minus 21. What am I doing with this b minus 5? I'm going to distribute a what? The negative 1. Isn't like it a negative there, but I need the negative sign. So negative 1 times b would be negative b, and negative 1 times negative 5 would be plus 5. I feel like most people get the first negative sign and they lose the second one. Okay, now you have two options. You can just bring this down and clean it up, or you can clean it up now. What would you do? Clean up now? Okay, so I'm going to leave the 2b alone, and I have a negative 2 and a positive 3, which adds up to positive 1. Okay, now before I start moving things, I should probably clean up the left side. So what are my like terms on the left? Positive 3b and negative 1b. So what do I have? Positive 2b. Okay, negative 21 and positive 5. Negative 21, positive 5. Positive or negative outcome? Negative outcome. So take 21 minus 5, we get 16. So that's the difference there. All right, now equals 2b plus 1. Okay, now this is your choice. There's really 4 things we can do. I like to move the variable first. So I'm choosing to take this 2b and move it over here. So how do I get rid of it? I'm going to subtract it. So whenever I have the variables on two sides, I like to move the variables to one side first. But what happens when I subtract it? It cancels. I wasn't meaning for that to happen, but it did. Now I have negative 16 equals what? 1. So the b is gone. It's not that b equals something. B is gone. Does negative 16 equal 1? No. Will that ever be true? So when it's true, it's all things work. It's a balanced equation. But when it's false, you'll never find a value that you can put in that makes both sides equal. So this would be no solution. You can use that symbol for the null set, or you could just write out no solution. Okay.